Yo, what's up guys, Michael here, and these are the Samsung Galaxy Buds that actually came out about 3 months ago, but I've been using them for about 3 months, and I have some opinions. Let's talk about that. So Samsung has actually been making truly wireless earphones for a couple of years now to compete with Apple's original AirPods that came out a little bit before that. So the Galaxy Buds are actually a successor to the Gear Icon X that Samsung has been making for a little while. So, but main differences of these being much better quality, a lot smaller, much cheaper, just so much better overall. And I really think that they should have made these originally because the other ones really were not that good for the price. But as I mentioned, they're trying to compete directly with Apple now, so trying to create a little bit of an ecosystem, which I'll talk about in a second. Also aggressively pricing it with price of about $130 as opposed to price of $160 that the Apple AirPods are. But I would say that these are really good. Just spoiler alert, been using them for 3 months. So this video is going to cover pretty much my experience that I've had with them over this 3 months. So setting it up is very easy, especially if you have a Samsung phone. All you have to do is open them up. On your phone, it'll pop up as connect or cancel. Just hit connect. You should be good to go. That's how Samsung is trying to copy Apple's ecosystem. That's pretty much the only thing I would say. But if you don't have a Samsung phone, it's really easy. Just open up the earphones case, go into your Bluetooth settings, tap on Galaxy Buds, and you should be good to go. So it's very easy, but Samsung hasn't done a very good job of copying Apple's ecosystem, especially with the whole connecting thing, because if you're like me and have a Gear S3 or a Galaxy Watch or some sort of Samsung device, let me just tell you, it's going to be very hard to connect. I had so many problems. I had to unpair it from my phone, then repair it back to my watch just to get it to connect, and then unpair it again from my watch and then pair it again to my phone. The quality was just not as good when I paired it to my watch, which is kind of sad because Apple makes it very well with the AirPods. It connects really well with the Apple Watch and with the MacBook and with all those other devices. So that's one thing that I definitely would change, that I think Samsung really needs to work on, because that's very disappointing. But if you're just using it on your phone, then it's perfect. So let's talk about comfort. So when you first get these, they actually come with the wing tips installed on them, which after using them for a while, they're great for keeping them in your ear for, however long you want it to. But I found that after about an hour of wearing it for studying or for different things like that, it would really start to hurt my ears. So what I actually did was I took those out and I took the ones that didn't have the wingtips that were inside the box, and I put them on the earphones, and I found that after that these were super comfortable. I was able to wear them for long study sessions, wear them for working out every single day, and they stayed in my ear very well. And I actually found that after wearing them for a very long time, they kind of start to adjust to your ears. So they stay in your ear a lot easier the longer that you use them. So if you're someone that has really sensitive ears, or your ears are a little weird like mine, I would actually recommend putting on the smaller ones that so that your ears won't hurt, because they truly are very comfortable earphones. But the wingtips that they advertise them with are really not good. They hurt my ears beyond oblivion. I had sores for about like half a week. Really would recommend putting these regular ones on. After that, you should be good to go. So another thing that I really like about these is that they actually have pretty good noise isolation. So I'm someone that likes to study a lot in the student union, so a lot of voices, a lot of people talking, things I don't really want to hear while I'm studying. So I found that having these in even at 50% volume, I pretty much can't hear anything that's going on outside. Now, I will say that if you're in a super loud environment like an airplane or like train tracks or something, obviously you'll be able to hear a little bit of stuff, but they're very good noise isolation for what they are and how much they cost. Now they do have the ambient sound mode if you want to hear voices outside, and I would say after using them for a little while, it's okay, it's not that great. If you're trying to get these for ambient sound, I definitely would look elsewhere because it's okay at best. But another thing about these is that they're actually pretty roommate isolating. And I say that because my roommate has tried so many times to get my attention, for different things on numerous occasions. And, while I'm making coffee, I have my volume at 25% and I seriously can't even hear him because, these are so noise isolating. So if you're someone that doesn't particularly like your roommate too much, these will be perfect for you because you won't have to worry about them bothering you of doing the dishes or cleaning the kitchen or cleaning up or doing anything like that. They'll be absolutely perfect for what you're wanting to do. But with all jokes aside, these are very, very good at noise isolation, and I think that's the one very good competitive point against the Apple AirPods, because those don't have very good noise isolation, but I actually think those are for a pretty good reason, but these really good. Now let's talk about sound quality. So I would say for these, the sound quality is very good and very balanced overall with the different parts. Very good trebles, very good mids, very good lows. I would say maybe a little bit more emphasis on the lows, and I think a lot of that is to do with the isolation that it has, which is really good. Compared to the AirPods, which I have my i10 TWS, which is basically the same sound as the AirPods. The AirPods have probably a better highs and better mids, and I think a lot of that is to do because Apple doesn't really emphasize too much on bass. AirPods are meant more for like long comfort listening, whereas these are meant for overall good listening experience. So like working out, studying, all kinds of things, just very good, well balanced for things in general. But in the Gear app that I'll talk about right now, you have the ability to change the different settings. So you have a kind of an EQ similar to what you would see on a typical Android smartphone. So you can make it more have better mids, have better highs, have better lows. I would say it's not really very good, but if you get these and you're someone that really likes good, well balanced sound, you should probably turn it on dynamic. That's what I have it on right now. But the EQ is not as good as something like you would find on the Jaybird X3s. But overall, the sound quality is really, really phenomenal. Honestly, it's much better than something like you would find on the Jaybird X3s that I've been using, as mentioned before. Much better than the AirPods, and I think a lot of that is again to do with that isolation that it has. But talking about that Gear app, so you have the ability to, as I mentioned, change the EQ. You also have the ability to change the different tap to control settings that is available on the Galaxy Buds. So you can change the tap and hold to things like quick ambient sound, increase or reduce the volume, play and pause, which you cannot change, and I think skip in previous song. I don't have it on me right now, but I'll put it up on the video right now. But I would say that part is overall very good. But the Gear app, it's a little annoying because it requires updates so many times, even when I'm offline. Like I'll be at work or in class or something, and I really just want to, turn on ambient sound or something, and it requires me to update the app before I do that. So that's just something to keep in mind when getting these. So something that I actually forgot to mention about these is the microphone quality, which I feel is something that's really, really underrated about the Galaxy Buds. And I hear a lot of tech reviewers saying that they're terrible or they're okay at best, and I really, really disagree with that because I use these on a day-to-day basis to make phone calls in really, really loud environments, like where there's a lot of wind, when I'm riding my bike, or I'm in the student union and a lot of people are talking, and usually the person on the other end can't hear a thing besides my voice, and they usually even say that I have a very crisp and clear volume, especially much better compared to the microphone that's on my phone, which is actually pretty good. And I feel like a lot of that is to do with the two microphones that are located on Galaxy Buds. So if you're wanting to get these for phone calls, I definitely would recommend them. Now, I'm not going to say that they're the 100% best microphone quality you can get, but they're definitely one of the best, and I would 100% recommend them if you want to make phone calls. So with the battery life, Samsung advertises these as 6 hours with just straight listening from the earphones and about 7 hours from the case. And I disagree with the case part of it, but with the earphones, they last a really, really long time. And, I went on this 24-hour bus ride where I had to sleep on the bus, and I had them in for about 7 or 8 hours while I was sleeping. And when I woke up and checked the battery percentage, it was still at 10% battery, which is amazing. It's so much better than, what they advertise at 6 hours. So if you're wanting these for the battery life, for the listening, very good, especially for long-term listening. If you're studying or doing something else like that, great battery life. But the case, I would say it's not 7 hours, it's more like 3 or 4 hours. I have to charge them every other day, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely not ideal. I would definitely say that they need to improve the battery life on the case. But, thankfully, the charging mechanisms, or the charging methods, of these are so much better. So you have USB Type-C, which, I love USB Type-C. But you also have wireless charging, which is something that I think is so underrated about these. It's so awesome. Every day when I come home from work, from class or something, I just set these on the wireless charger, wake up in the morning, they're good to go. They charge fairly fast with the wireless charger, and if you have a Galaxy S10, obviously you have the reverse wireless charging feature that you can just set it on the back of your phone and it'll start charging. But I think that's one of the best features about these is the USB Type-C and the wireless charging that really kind of makes it future-proof. So that was actually one of the biggest buying factors in getting these, is that they had to have wireless charging, kind of similar to the i10 TWS, which only costs $40 and has wireless charging. I think more manufacturers should be including it in their earphones, and so I'm very glad to see Samsung including that here. So the things I don't like about the Galaxy Buds: first of all, the Galaxy Wearable app, which I keep calling it the Gear app, but it's actually called the Galaxy Wearable app. It's really annoying because you have to update it almost every single day just to use it. I want to change something very simple like the ambient sound or the EQ, but it requires me to update the app. It's very annoying. Something that I think they definitely need to change. That's probably one of the most disappointing things about these, is that it requires you to do that. But another thing, as I mentioned before, the connectivity issues with the Gear S3, with the Galaxy Watch, with other Samsung devices. Honestly, if you're getting these, I would only recommend to connect it to one device only. You can pair it to multiple devices if you want, but I'd recommend only using it with one device, like your phone or your watch or something, because connecting it to something else is really annoying, and it's very surprising that someone like Samsung wouldn't let this connect very well to the Gear S3 or with any other Samsung devices. With them trying to copy Apple's ecosystem, it really doesn't make sense. But another thing is the magnets on these, and this is probably the thing I hate most about these. The magnets on these are so weak. Compared to something like the AirPods or the i10 TWS that I have over here. They're really strong, they keep the earphones in really well, but these are so weak. Like, I just have to shake it a little bit and it comes out. It shouldn't have to be like that. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in class, or I've been taking an exam or something, wearing sweatpants, and these just fall right out, and the Galaxy Buds just go everywhere on the floor. People have to pick it up for me, and it's just, really annoying. I think that's something that they could easily change. That's something that they just need to make it a little bit stronger. And because of that, I've actually gotten some scratches on the case. I'm not sure if you can see that with the camera. But the earphones themselves, surprisingly, have been very durable. I didn't mention this before, but they actually have an IPX5 water resistance rating, which means they're pretty good for working out, but they're also surprisingly durable. They don't break very easily, and I've really treated these very harshly and taken them in rain and all kinds of different circumstances. But overall, I would 100% recommend the Galaxy Buds. Probably one of the best earphones I've ever used. They have things like wireless charging, USB Type-C, has great sound quality. It's made by Samsung, so you're getting all the warranty and everything, and it's overall very good. Now, compared to something like the i10 TWS that I reviewed a few months ago, which costs $40, if you are in the market to spend about $100 on truly wireless earphones, I definitely would go for the Galaxy Buds, because they're very, very good, very worth it for the price. For what you're getting so many different features, great sound quality, and just overall a good experience in general. So I really hope you enjoyed my review for using them for 3 months. I hope this was very informative to you, or whether or not you should get them. And like always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.